All right, so we're going to move on to part two here, which should be fairly quick, which is classifying quadrilaterals. So a quadrilateral is just a four-sided shape. Okay, and what you can do here is take a minute, just pause the video, and you can write down the definitions. Okay, so types of quadrilaterals. So just take a minute, pause the video, and go ahead and fill these in. Okay, so what you should have here, quadrilateral is just in general four-sided shape. Okay, a parallelogram has two pairs of parallel sides. Okay, and the sides are congruent to each other. A trapezoid just has exactly one pair of parallel sides. A rectangle, has two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. So a rectangle is a parallelogram basically, with four right angles. Okay, so it has two pairs of opposite sides are parallel, opposite sides are congruent, just like a parallelogram. So you could say it's a parallelogram with four right angles. A rhombus, again, two pairs of opposite sides are parallel and all sides are congruent. So a rhombus has these two things. And then a square, two pairs of opposite sides are parallel, all sides are congruent. So again, it's a parallelogram, and then it has four right angles. Okay. So continuing on here, it says classify the following quadrilaterals in as many ways as possible. So we're just going to classify it in the best way possible. So for this first one, remember these markings mean the sides are congruent. So, or sorry, parallel. Okay, if they have the arrows, it means the sides are parallel. So we know that this would be a trapezoid. Okay, because it just has that one set of parallel sides. For number two, this should also be a right angle here. So we know that this is going to be a square because all the sides are congruent and it has the four right angles. So this is going to be a square. Okay. For number three, it has the two sets of parallel sides. So for number three, it looks like a rectangle, but it doesn't have the markings showing that these are right angles. Okay, so if it doesn't have those markings, the only thing that we could classify this one as is a parallelogram. Okay, because it doesn't have the markings showing that the angles are right angles. So even though it looks like a rectangle, we can't say that. All right, and then the last one just has the four right angles. All right, and the last one here just has the right angles. So if it only has right angles, we can only say that it's a rectangle, right? Okay, so again, this looks like it would be a square, but it doesn't have the markings like number two to show that the sides are congruent. So if it only has those right angles, if you go up to your classification, so it's a parallelogram, right, with four right angles, so it would be a rectangle. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is finding the angle measures in a quadrilateral. So all angles in a quadrilateral are always going to add up to 360 degrees. Okay, so we know that all four of these angles have to sum to 360 degrees. So we're going to basically add up all four of the angles. So 2x plus 3 plus 2x plus 3 plus x plus x. Okay, so we have all four angles should sum to 360 degrees. So I have 2, 4, 5, 6x plus 3, 6, right? Okay, so plus 6 should be equal to 360. And I'm just going to go ahead and solve that. So I get 6x is equal to 354. And then I'm just going to take 354 and divide it by 6. So I know that x is equal to 59. Okay, and this says find each missing angle. So I know x is equal to 59. So obviously this is 59 degrees. This is 59 degrees. Okay, but then I need to plug it in for these two angles. So 2 times 59 plus 3. Okay, so 2 times 59 is 118 plus 3 gives me 121. Okay, so I know that this angle and this angle is 121 degrees. Okay, so that is it for quadrilaterals, and we'll go over this and any questions that you guys have in the live Teams chat.